This is to show how I've slept last night. These are the shielding panels with which I blockaded the door, 12 layers of aluminium. This I had to keep over myself. As you know, I sleep in this metal bunker here, okay? And down there, let me just light it up. There is, I had to use, those are baking trays at the back that you can see. And then head protection. That alu in the corners, head protection, and those are bin bags, just with metal in, aluminium foil. And this thing was my cover that I had to keep over myself because they were crippling my legs with incredibly agonizingly painful beams. So last night I was machine gunned to smithereens in there. So imagine you're cowering in here, and you have, these are baking trays at the back, that thing, and I had to use this. Sorry, I'm blocking this up. I had to use a baking tray like that, and the shots were heard bouncing off this bit of metal, and they were heard bouncing around in there. So there's a second baking tray, and then I had smaller cookie sheets here trying to protect my hips and my face because they were machine gunning through, and my eyes were, when I closed my eyes I could see light flashes, and I could roughly also see the direction from which the machine gunning was coming, and the shots seemed to come from the opposite direction, so from there. Now if I trace it back, that goes to this area, okay, and that points to the neighbor out on the west. Okay, so that is Langacher Straße number 4. So I was machine gunned like this in, or else, I mean, how else to do it? You could just bounce stuff around, but I'm pretty sure it was coming from there. Otherwise, there are here double layers of metal, another layer of metal, and the shed running around, all around here. So it's not possible to come from anywhere else. And the floor is also here with metal. So under the carpet there's metal all the way through. So I'm sleeping, sorry, it's not very bright here. This is how I'm being humiliated, and my human rights, maybe I can pull the lamp here. Oh, now you can see. So this is where I sleep. And you can see the bin bags, but they're entirely filled, absolutely filled with metal, trying to protect myself. And as you can imagine here, it is boiling hot because I'm surrounded by metal that reflects heat. It's already high summer here in Zurich, and it's like a pressure cooker. And then when I seal the door, I don't have much air because it's just a shed that's not for human inhabitation. Still, if I'm not inside this metal shed, they literally rip my body to shreds. I don't even have this much protection. But last night, you could hear how a military salvo, because these are military weapons, they shoot through metal walls. This is not a normal laser pulse. These are military pulsed energy projectiles, and you can hear how the military barrage fired up and just machine gunned me to smithereens, and this happened at 3 a.m. So they, through the chip sensors, they can tell when I'm awake and when I'm sleeping, and they can also send me to sleep and wake me up. But as soon as, I think they woke me up in the middle of the night, because I woke up like click, and that's typical for being woken up with the head chips. And then they woke me up in the middle of the night at, I think, 3 or 3:30 a.m. And then they really fired up the machine guns. And this is kind of the midnight terror. This is what the criminal network of the CIA developed to really disintegrate victims, is to wake them up in the rest phase. And I think the key time is from 2 to 5 a.m. or something like that. So they have certain times when they really want to utterly destroy their victims, and that's why they wake you up. So imagine, I used to teach physics at Oxford. I used to work for Daisy, for CERN. I used to have a normal life, and then my normal life was utterly disintegrated by the most clinically sadistic psychopaths we have in society, which is the Secret Services. Psychopathic degenerates like Gina Haspel, Sir John Scarlett, who are reported to be serial killers, you know. This is what these people do because they are mentally degenerate. And their colleagues are just as mentally disabled and mentally degenerate as they are. So they take innocent women from civil society and they machine gun them to death just for the hell of it. And I'm just saying, guys, these people cannot stop themselves. They haven't stopped themselves in 30 years. They will not stop now. They need to be arrested and they need to be lawfully executed. Only then will this nightmare come to an end. These high-level Freemasons and high-level Secret Service people need to be lawfully executed because they are executing disabled people, vulnerable people, women and children. And this is absolutely serious. This is Zurich. Today is the 28th of July 2018. It's almost, it's 8 a.m. and I have a massive headache because I've been given brain damage yet again by these psychopathic degenerates and by my corrupt criminal neighbors who are addicted to money. My neighbors are addicted to money and murder. And I live in Langacher Straße 6 in Unterengstringen near Zurich in Switzerland. And I was machine gunned like this in Hungary by Hungarian Secret Services, like this and just as worse in Germany by German Secret Services, and just like this in the UK, and in Spain, and in Italy, and in Belgium, and in the Netherlands. So the Secret Service heads have to be executed. They have to be lawfully executed. If you have Secret Services in your country, you should get going to execute the head of Secret Services. That's when this stops. So, but I will try to upload the audio file from last night.